Garrity. 2 is Take Control, Tony McCoy. 3, The Last Fling, Seamus Durack. 4, Jocks Cross, Brian Crowley, claiming the 3. Number 5 is Hanakam, Steve Wynn. Number 6, Brow Joshi, Andrew Thornton. 7, Moral Support, Noel Feely. Number 8 is Royal Pradika, Roddy Green. 9, Tully Murray Toff, Richard Guest. 10 is Streamstown, JP McNamara. Number 11, You're a Good'un, Sam Strong, claiming the 3. 12 is the well-backed Frantic Tan, Carl Llewellyn. Number 13, Atavistic, Robert Widger. 14 is No Retreat, Jim Cumberty. Number 15 is Hollybank Buck. Peter Niven making a remarkable recovery after a very heavy fall at Kempton yesterday. He knocked his shoulder very badly there, but he's okay to ride today. Number 16 is Supreme Glory, Leighton Aspel. 17 is El Tigre, Mr. Frank Windsor Clive. And 18, Radiation, Richard McGrath. So all 18 go, and this Vere Gold Cup should be an absolute thriller.
Frantic Tan is the 4-to-1 favourite with Streamstown at 5s. Take Control is 6-to-1 from 7s with Moral Support at 7s. The Last Fling, last year's winner, is 11-to-1. Young Kenny is 12s with Brow Jossie at 14s. Jocks Cross 16-to-1. Supreme Glory 16-to-1. Tullamurray Tough 20s, the same price as El Tigre, and it's 25-to-1 bar. Well, the market really centering around Frantic Tan, and the 9-to-2 in the offices this morning didn't last long. But here on the course, he's opened up 7-to-2 and gone out to 4-to-1. Now, it's not because there's not a lot of money for this horse. There is plenty of money around the country for Frantic Tan, but because the bookmakers have had such a good day so far, they're happy to accommodate the punters. So it's really good value. 4-to-1 at the moment. Take Control is the best back to the rest. They've done the 7s. It was 8s in the offices this morning. It's currently 6-to-1, second favourite. And the Last Fling, well, you can have 12-to-1, and it won it very easily last year.
Well, one of the horses in here with a chance, and there are loads of them, is Streamstown, who's going for a 4th win in a row. He's trained by Ferdy Murphy, who was busy at the moment introducing himself to all the owners, because the pressure's on you a bit. They're all Haydock people, aren't they?
Yes, they are. He was bought to race here. But no, the pressure's not on. I brought him here before and he won, so that took the pressure off, you know. So.
And how do you assess the race? It does look very competitive.
It's a very competitive race, and I think the ground might be just gone a bit lively for us. Like, the secret of this little horse is that you can take a pull out of these fences and steady him a bit. I don't think JF will be able to do that today, so, you know, he's going to be on his best behaviour to get around here and not make any mistakes. But it has dried out. The ground is riding quite good, so that's just gone slightly against us.
Well, it's been a great season for you so far. Let's hope it continues.
A wonderful player, thank you.
Good luck to Ferdy Murphy, but as Angus was mentioning, all the money has been for Frantic Tan. Well, the man with the inside info on that one is Peter Scudamore. So come on, Skew, how much do you fancy him?
I do. He seems very well at home. There he is. He's been jogging around the paddock, pulling his last Tracy around the paddock here. You can see he looks really well. But he won at Newbury last time, and we can see his win at Newbury, and this is the reason really why he's favourite. This was on soft grounds, but that's Berejan on the left just making a mistake at his fence there. Considered a very high-class horse, Berejan, and you can see here that Frantic Tan in the closing stages of the race has just gone away and won a shade comfortably, I think. You would have to say that Berejan was giving him a few pounds, but if Berejan off this sort of weight, you would be a very short price for this race. I think the thing you've got to consider is that he's only his 3rd run over fences, and this is a much bigger field than he has encountered over fences before. Those are the downsides. I've always felt that he's probably better on good ground than he is on the softer ground than he won that day. So the ground is perhaps coming back in his favour. He's by Zafran, and I think a lot of Zafrans are better on the good ground.
Funny enough, Skew, there are 3 in here by Zafran, Moral Support and Brow Joshi. So Alfie Puller, who stands him in North of Ireland, will be watching this with a lot of interest, won't he? Well, this race over 3 miles, 4.5 furlongs takes some getting. 2 previous winners. Young Kenny also, of course, took this a couple of years ago. Packed, absolutely packed in the paddock here. Lots and lots of connections, and the horse is looking well. Springs in the air, and even though it's quite chilly out there, 1 or 2 people getting trodden on. There's so many people in the ring here. But there are so many horses that come into it with a chance. There are some young pretenders going through. Moral Support. He's just gone through. Royal Pradika, Peter Deal's runner. That was Hannah Khan. Now with Ginger McCain. Now we've got Supreme Glory going through. There's Brow Joshi. Behind him, we've got Young Kenny. Then, of course, we've got little Tullamore Toff, Jeff Riley's horse. El Tigre, winner last time out.
Yeah, ridden by Frank Winter-Clyde. Good young amateur, having a big chance for himself today. He'll be wanting to make a name.
Yeah, El Tigre, of course, running for Terry Casey. He'll be watching today on television. Wish him luck. He's had another operation recently. Perhaps this will cheer him up a bit today.
Atavistic, who has a little bit of trouble with his ditches, I believe, sometimes.
Yeah, he's got over it now, though, hasn't he? Just used to look at
over the ditch then.
Okay, and that's No Retreat just going out. Jim Cullity on board. And the Diablos, they are You're a Good one of 3 Martin Pipes.
Yeah, good horse, You're a Good on his day. I watched him win around Hereford beginning of the season. Absolutely hacked up. There is, as we say, Atavistic wandering out.
Here is one of 3 Martin Pipe horses. Take Control by Roselier, David Johnson's colours. McCoy is on board. He's got 10-4 in the National, and McCoy spoke to Claire a little earlier.
Now, what about Take Control in the Vere Gold Cup? Because I think the two of you owe each other a big race win, don't you?
We do. We had a disaster 2 runs ago at Utoxeter. One of those things. Just got it wrong at the second last, and he fell. And he won last time at Warwick.
You probably won't want to see this again, but yeah, this is the fool you were talking about.
I don't really want to see it. He was in front after going 3 1/4 miles or whatever, and it's just one of those sort of tired falls where he's gotten a little bit tight and hasn't got his landing gear out. It's disappointing when it happens in such a big race. He has it at Skull Round Warwick last Saturday. Didn't have a hard race and jumped well. Hopefully today's race will be much similar to the one at Utoxeter. It's probably a little bit better, and it has 1 or 2 more unexposed horses in there like Frantic Tan. But he's got a good chance. Hopefully he can win a big race. He deserves it.
Well, let's hope so, because you were banging your head against the wall after that last time.
I banged my head for quite a while. But the best way to get over it would be to win today.
He's only a novice, Skew, but Martin's done this a lot of times. Won big chases, handicaps with novices.
Absolutely. With a novice, sometimes a horse like Frantic Tan, a horse like Take Control, you just get a little bit of a chance with the handicapper. It's the handicapper as much as anything that beats these horses.
Yep, nice horse going down slowly. I think David Johnson probably bought this one himself. You know, he bought a batch of Irish horses, didn't he? His own batch.
Not with you there. I take your word for it.
There's Tullamore Toff on the left of this little group. El Tigre is there also. But let's have a look at Tullamore Toff. He's owned by John Wilson and Jeff Riley. Now, the horse lost his way a little bit, Skew, but he did put up a tremendous run, didn't he, a little while ago?
Yeah, he was second to Streamstown, beaten just a length. That's a good run. I mean, Streamstown has been well fancied for this race, and here we've got Tullamore Toff 20 to 1 from 16 to 1, so not a lot of market move for him, but you know, if he comes back to his best, he's got a chance. There is Streamstown. You and I are a bit rude about him in the paddock, weren't we? Didn't jump out at you and really meet the eye. He doesn't look an archetype type chaser, but he's obviously got a right engine there. And just to warn those who are going to back him, Birdie did say that he was just worried that he thought that he would prefer the ground a little bit softer than it's riding today.
Well, when he won at Wetherby, he beat Tullamore Toff and Young Kenny by 1 17. Young Kenny a long way behind on that occasion. But look at it, look how well he is, Skew. When a horse trots out like that, a good sign of his well-being.
So we've been positive and minus about him now, so we can't be wrong.
What about moral support? Now, he's one there, the half-brother to Doran's Pride with a big white face for Charlie Mann. A horse that I love, very well bought early in the season by Charlie. We've heard the story. When the owners looked round the yard, he nuzzled the granddaughter, so they bought him. You know, that's the way to buy horses, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to ride for one owner. He used to go to sleep in the ring and then wake up and buy the horse that was in the ring, but I'm not quite sure that's the correct way of doing it. Anyway, moral support, as you say, he's by Zafran, super horse. He's run with great consistency all season. He won a whole lot of races at the beginning of the season, then he was second in the Welsh National. Perhaps a shade disappointing last time, when only third round here, but I did think he ran a real dour race. He has gone up for the handicap for his good runs.
Moral support's much better off with El Tigre, £12 in actual fact for their last run. Now, in shot there is El Tigre. He's and there's the last fling. El Tigre was on the right of him. Now, the last fling, when he unseated Brian Crowley last time, as we've said before, it was one of those real easy ones from our position here. Well, Durac's on him today.
Yeah, Seamus Durac gets on really well for him. I had a chat to him earlier, and he said this is the first time he's ridden him since the Grand National, but he definitely loves Seamus. His positive style of riding. Seamus will go right there, right towards the front. But let's have a look at what price he is in the market.
Well, the betting market centres around 3 horses, I feel. Frantic Tan, who's only 4-1 because of the support for this Take Control. Very, very solid here on the course. Having opened up at 7-1, it's now 5-1 virtually everywhere. They've done the 11s and 12s. I saw it a place the last fling. Young Kenny's touched 14s. It's now 12-1. But Frantic Tan, 4-1 favourite. Take Control, the best bet horse on the course. But Frantic Tan is the one the bookies fear.
There is young Kenny, of course. He's got 10-12 in the National. He fell in it last year. Ground is all important to him. The heavier, the better. But he is handicapped up to the hilt. He's off 150 now. He's never actually won off that mark.
That's right. As I said before, the handicapper decides whether these horses win or lose races. And as you say, with 11 stone on his back, he looks to have a tall task in front of him to give these younger horses weight.
Ross Garrity's having a good day already today. I wonder if he'll pick up the pot here. Now, we mentioned El Tigre. Isn't he a lovely sort of chaser, Skew?
He is indeed. So many of Andrew Waits' horses are like that, real old-fashioned chasing types. As I said, I'm pleased to see Frank Windsor-Clive getting a chance. He's got a big future in front of him, rides very, very well, and his £7 allowance will be a great help to El Tigre.
Well, Jocks Cross, who we saw win the Coral Eurobet Welsh Grand National, here he is. I actually stayed with his owner, Jill Harrison, 2 nights ago, and she was hopeful and nervous.
Like us all, I think, when you've got runners in these races. Yes, but he's been terrific to Jill Harrison. It's a wonderful thrill to go and win a Welsh National. He's 20-1 from 16-1. He was slightly disappointing at Uttoxeter last time. Angus, what price is he?
Well, it's a really interesting market, Skew, and the money here on the track, without doubt, is for Take Control. But 4-1 was taken, Frantic Tan, as I mentioned. That's definitely going to go a favourite. And it's 11-2 Streamstown with 7-1 moral support. A cracking good betting heat. Frantic Tan and Take Control are the 2 that the punters have latched onto.
There is Bro Joshua just going around. He was slightly disappointing last time after a good run at Warwick. Can you...
Well,
no, he won at Warwick. He was disappointing the time before that. Why was
they put the visors on, you know, Skew, and I just think it just G'd him up a little bit. Mike Bateman's one of 3 owners in this horse. He is a lovely sort and the 3rd of the Zaffarans in this race, but he stays forever. Just needed those, you could see them when he came head on, the little chinks of light through the cups there. That's the difference between the visor and the blinkers. But he stays forever. Jim, it'll be a long way, but you'll have plenty to talk about.
That's for sure, and some of these boys really anxious to get up on the tape. Jerry Scott shouting to them to settle down. Started there. Some of them not ready. Proud Joshy it was, and the proof jacket, that's it, under orders, and they're racing. They set off with this long journey of 3.5 miles and half a furlong ahead of them in the Vere Gold Cup. And the first away is Jocks Cross over on the far side. Frantic Tan is right up there as well from Tullymurray Toff. As they all stream over the first in good style, Atavistic is up there as well. Then on the left is Hollybank Buck, and just in the centre is Take Control, who's just trying to get a bit of cover there. Further back is Brow Joshy as they head to the second. Moral support in behind the leaders. Further back in the field then Radiation right over on the far side in the yellow jacket. Back in the field is Streamstown at this stage. They're followed on the left of picture by El Tigre. The last fling is well back in the field today with plenty ahead of him as they head over this open ditch. No Retreat went right through that, but as they head up towards the water on the first occasion, they jumped this twice. And the leaders are Jocks Cross on the inside of Frantic Tan. They're going to take it together from Tullymurray Toff, who put in a mighty lead. Followed then by Brow Joshy and then Atavistic from Take Control. Getting right through along the inside is Radiation to be up in a handy position as well. Further back in the field then is Hollybank Buck, followed by Streamstown, who's tucked away on the inside. El Tigre is out deeper on the track, followed by the last fling. They're followed next in the field by young Kenny and No Retreat right there in the centre. Back in the field at this stage is Supreme Glory as they sort themselves out from Yura Gooden, Royal Pradika. Well back second last is Moral Support, and Hannah Cam whips them in as they go into the back now and towards the fifth. It's Jock's Cross, the first to rise, from Frantic Tan in second, then Tullymurray Toff out deeper on the track third. In behind them is Radiation, followed next by Atavistic and Brow Joshy. Next is Young Kenny, the red cap, right over on the far side. In behind the leaders is El Tigre, followed by Radiation, not that far away. Take Control in about 8th position as they head down the back of the track now and towards fence number 7. And Radiation just met it slightly wrong there and made a slight mistake. But it's Jock's Cross who leads Frantic Tan and Tullymurray Toff as they continue their journey towards the 8th. Atavistic is just in behind them, followed by Radiation and Brow Joshy. Next in the field is, at this stage, just behind the leaders, Take Control as they continue their journey down towards the second ditch. This is number 9. And the leaders to it are Frantic Tan, and on the near side, Jock's Cross. Just in behind them is El Tigre. They're all over that safely. Followed then by Brow Joshy and Young Kenny not that far away. Radiation, the yellow jacket, the near side. Followed then by Hollybank Buck as they prepare to lead the back on the first occasion. Next in the field then is Take Control. Tony McCoy going the shortest way, scraping paint at this stage. 2 lengths then to Atavistic, followed next by the Last Fling. Next in the field then is You're a Good 'Un. Hollybank Buck is back in the field as well with No Retreat, followed by Moral Support, and then over on the far side, Supreme Glory. Royal Pradika giving them a big start from Hanakam as they come to the 10th. The leader over it is Frantic Tan. They all got over that safely. From in second, Jock's Cross. Brow Joshy is in third, followed by Radiation and Take Control. On the near side, Tullymurray Toff is next from Hollybank Buck. Next in the field then is Supreme Glory, then Streamstown right over on the far side in about 8th position as they come to the next plain fence. Further back in the field then is El Tigre from Moral Support and Royal Pradika. You're a Good 'Un is next from Atavistic, who's lost a few places. On the extreme left, Young Kenny being niggled along now. Then Hanakam back in the field as they come to the 12th from the Last Fling. And further back in the field then is No Retreat. Heading up now towards what will be the open ditch in front of the stands on the second occasion. And Frantic Tan out in front here by 2 to 3 lengths from... Now, Young Kenny is being pulled up before this open ditch. Young Kenny has been pulled up before the 13th. Apparently something amiss there. Russ Garrity not happy the way he was travelling. Heading to the water now. This will be number 14. And it's Frantic Tan who leads Jock's Cross and Tullymurray Toff from Brow Joshy and Radiation. 2 lengths away is Hollybank Buck, followed then by Take Control. Next in the field is Supreme Glory as they head out with just under a circuit to travel. 17 of the 18 are still standing behind Supreme Glory at this stage. On the inside, You're a Good 'Un in company with Streamstown. A gap of 3 lengths to Moral Support, Hanakam. Further back is the Last Fling, followed by El Tigre. Atavistic is hard ridden, followed by, at this stage, No Retreat, who's second last, and Royal Pradika drops back to last. Heading now towards the 15th, the first one down the back on the final circuit. It's Frantic Tan on the inside of Jock's Cross. They meet it together. Then in third is Radiation from Tullymurray Toff and Brow Joshy. Take Control is sitting in behind them. At this stage in 6th position from Hollybank Buck. Out deeper on the track as they clear that one is Supreme Glory. Mistake by Take Control. You're a Good 'Un has made a little bit of ground, followed by Streamstown. But as they head now to the middle one down the back, and a slight mistake by Frantic Tan, and also Streamstown back in the field hit it very hard. But it's Frantic Tan is still there with Tullymurray Toff. They're vying for the lead. Jock's Cross is just in behind them as they come to the next plain fence from Radiation. Further back in the field then is Supreme Glory running a big race. Brow Joshy is under pressure. You're a Good 'Un has grabbed hold of the bit now and running on well as they head now to the 19th fence in this Vere Gold Cup. And on the near side, Frantic Tan leads over it. You're a Good 'Un's gone. You're a Good 'Un's gone at that one, which was the last one down the back, the open ditch, and Royal Pradika has been pulled up. Frantic Tan, though, is the leader across the top of the track from Tullymurray Toff. Jock's Cross is there as well, followed by Supreme Glory, who's called on for an effort. The riderless horse now racing up the Frantic Tan, followed then by, back in the field, Radiation at this stage from Take Control, who's under pressure. A long gap to Streamstown, Moral Support and Brow Joshy. They head up for home now. They've got 3 fences left to jump in the straight, and Frantic Frantic Tan by 4 lengths. Comes towards it, meets it right from Jock's Cross. Running on well is Supreme Glory on the near side with a white cap. Followed then by Take Control, who's under pressure from Tully Murray Toff, and further back is Streamstown, but 2 left to jump, and Frantic Tan is running away. It's Frantic Tan by 6 lengths. He draws towards it now, a mighty leap at it. Lands over it by 6 or 8 lengths to Jock's Cross. Followed by Take Control. They're followed by Supreme Glory. Brow Joshi has been pulled up, but they've got 1 left to jump now in this Vere Gold Cup, and Frantic Tan by 6 lengths. The riderless horse giving him a bit of assistance here. He just ducked in a little bit there at that, but got away with it okay. Frantic Tan by 6 or 7 lengths on the run in for home now. Further back then is Jock's Cross in second, followed by Take Control, and behind them is Supreme Glory, but it's Frantic Tan. Frantic Tan out in front here. Ridden by Carl Llewellyn, has outstayed them and outjumped them. Goes on to win the Vere Gold Cup in tremendous style. Frantic Tan, a big winner. In second is Jock's Cross. Battling on into third then is Take Control for Tony McCoy. Followed in fourth by Supreme Glory, who ran a great race from Streamstown. They're followed next in the field by Moral Support and then El Tigre. Then the last fling, followed next in the field by Hollybank Buck, and then Hannah Cam and Brow Joshi, and Tully Murray Toff has been pulled up. So too pulled up is Atavistic, and also coming in a long way behind them, No Retreat was pulled up as well, and so too Royal Pradika. Unfortunately, it doesn't look too good for young Kenny. The screens are up there, but maybe we'll have more news in due course. Number 12, Frantic Tan, though, is the winner of the Vere Gold Cup, owned by the Bunkers Hill Mob, trained by Nigel Twiston Davis, ridden by Carl Llewellyn, the 7-2 favourite. Second is number 4, Jock's Cross, owned by Jill Harrison, trained by Venetia Williams, ridden by Brian Crowley. Third, number 2, Take Control, owned by David Johnson, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Tony McCoy. Fourth, number 16, Supreme Glory, owned by Seymour, trained by Pat Murphy and ridden by Leighton Aspel. A great run. 17 lengths, the winning distance, 2.5 lengths between second and third, but this outstayed them and outjumped them. Frantic Tan.
Yeah, I've always felt this is a very good horse. I was worried about the loose horse going to the last here, or second last even. In the minute the last, he goes across him even more. Good run by Take Control, super run by Jock's Cross in the middle there. But they couldn't get to this well-handicapped horse, Frantic Tan. All credit to Nigel Twiston Davis. Don't like to blow our own trumpet too much, but he has been very, very patient with his horse. He hasn't been an easy horse to train. He's got bad knees. You wouldn't want the ground any faster than this. And that, those of you who are thinking of having an interest in him at Cheltenham, just wait to see what the ground is like, because he wouldn't want it too fast. But he is one of those horses that the further they go, the better he goes. And he's had outstanding form ever since he was a novice. Richard, I was only watching the winner. You can tell us about the place horse.
Well, in behind, we've had a big run from Jock's Cross to finish second there after pulling up last time. And Take Control, the other novice, of course, running well to be third. Isn't this marvellous? The young lady who's leading the horse up there was absolutely floods of tears. Emotion, you certainly do get it, don't you, in these big chases. And Carl Llewellyn, as good a jockey riding as there is today. Let's have a look at the SPs.
First, number 12, Frantic Tan, the 7-2 favourite, an 8-1 chance with Hills and with Victor Chandler for the Southern Alliance. Hills offer 33-1 for the Gold Cup if the connections are tempted to go for that. Second, number 4, Jock's Cross at 16-1. Third, number 2, Take Control, well backed on the course at 5-1. And fourth, number 16, Supreme Glory at 16-1. The best backed horse of the day has won at 7-2 and favourite, and there will be so many at home delighted that